Hi everybody, and welcome to True Wants, where here we try to help you make that decision if it's going to change from a want to a need. If you are new to my channel, I really hope you will choose to subscribe. It's free and it's easy. It's the red button that you see right underneath this video. If you press it and it turns gray, you're in. It's that simple. There's also that bell beside that subscribe button that I always recommend that you press. It's called the notification bell. And what ends up happening is YouTube will notify you just once that I have uploaded a brand new video. I do upload a lot, and sometimes my videos are time sensitive, so I don't want you to miss out. So make sure to press that subscribe button, ring that bell, and you'll be in the know. Also in that same area, there is that thumbs up, and that's where you guys come in. If you enjoy the content that I make, and that I make so much of it, please take a second when you arrive to hit that thumbs up. It will turn blue, the number will increase, and that's you helping True Ones get noticed on this huge YouTube platform. So I'm thanking everyone in advance for the support of the growth simply by hitting the thumbs up. Okay, guys, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I became so overwhelmed during this Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I really try very hard to keep myself on a budget because I get boxes every single month, and I'm very spoiled by the amount of products that I get to try and test at the prices that we get through the boxes. So for me to go to the outside world, which is the retail world now, I have to be something really extra special, or a new brand that I want to try and they're having an amazing deal. And when I initially came down, before I was doing boxes or anything like that, I wanted to try a lot of new brands that I didn't have access to when I lived in Canada. So in the US, that first year that I was here, I was going on email lists and all of that so that I could see the deals and the specials and all of that. Ironically, this is a brand that I don't think I've ever tried any of their products. And an email came down during this crazy weekend about a 50% off deal for a palette, and it was, the whole site was on for 50% off. And it was a brand that I really am not that familiar with, so if you guys are, please make sure to share it in the comments down below. And the brand is called CColor. And what caught my eye about this one is the palette is one of their newest launches, and it had, it looked exactly to me like the Tati palette. Now for me, the Tati palette, when she initially came out, was like an over $50-something palette. It had some glitters in it, so it kind of turned me off a little bit. I figured, okay, I'll put it on the wants list, and then when it goes on sale, I'll grab it. So I watched Tati, you know, like we all did when she was going into the drugstores and showing how to coupon shop and all of that. And then the next thing I know, she disappeared, and then she came back and she told us that she closed her company, which is the Tati Beauty, even though she was in the middle of making another palette. So I thought before she was talking about closing her company or whatever that was, she would have done a clearance, or at least she didn't. She just stopped and that was it. So I'm never going to have the opportunity to try her palette. But with that said, if you're like me, and that palette might have been a little bit out of your reach, when I open up this palette that is from this company CColor called Neutrals, it is brand new on their website. This huge palette is only $14. Now I got, like I said, 50% off. I always share with you exactly. So this one, like I said, when that email came down and I saw the inside of the palette, I was just so blown away. Anyways, this is regularly $14 on the sale for Black Friday. And only when you went to check out did it show you that there was a discount, and it said $7. It has 24 color eyeshadows, and they're saying there are some pressed pigment palette. It says it has everyday neutrals, warm and cool tones, perfect for every occasion. They're saying it contains multiple finishes like matte, shimmers, metallics, and glitters. I only had the opportunity, and I'm wearing everything on my eyes now, which I'll share with you. I have mixed feelings in reference to this, but more on the positive than negative. And it says this is a high pigment color payoff made to deliver a smooth finish. It has long lasting, easy to blend with no fading or creasing. There is even a mirror in here, and it's a good mirror. And it says we can use it from day to night. This is also a cruelty-free brand. Now they have free shipping on their website for over, I think it was $40. But because I just wanted to try this palette, because I really don't know this brand at all, I chose to pay the shipping, which for me is normally not my norm. And I was going to try a bunch of different things, but because this happened during a time when I already spent what I felt was my number that I was comfortable with, even a little bit more than I should have during the sales. Even on Ipsy and BoxyCharm, I was able to pick up some amazing mystery box deals. I said, no, I'm gonna just try this one palette at $14. This is still, to me, a steal. At $7, I figured I will invest that $5 shipping and end up getting it to my door for that $12. So I'm still paying less than I figured the full price, which would be $14. But they had palettes on their site that were they were about $12. Then they had other palettes on their site that looked also a little bit familiar. So I don't know if this is a company that has their own formula, but they like to dupe the cosmetic side of, not the cosmetic side, the actual way that it's laid out in the palette to look similar to the other brand. But of course, it's not going to be the formulations at $14 that the ingredients that she uses. But for me, the layout and everything gave me enough to want to try this brand. Now, I always try on, if I can, the makeup prior to sitting down here, as it's still going to be a first impressions because I only used it once and I used it today when this package arrived. This package also arrived really quickly because, like I said, I ordered it, I think, on Black Friday or on that Saturday. And then the next thing I know, today is, I think, Wednesday, and it's already at my door, which is crazy because the ETA on the tracking said Saturday. So it's crazy how quick this came. So I'm going to do my best. It came beautifully wrapped in really a lot of that bubble paper, so there was no damage at all. The outside packaging was this, which is the brand CColor. I'm going to use this to just cover up the mirror as best I can because there was no exterior packaging. But like I said, this actual palette had that mirror on the inside, which is the full side here is a huge mirror, which is crazy for the price that we're paying for this. So this is what this looks like here. Is this not the Tati palette? I mean, I had it on my wants list. So if you guys have the Tati palette, then you probably don't need this because it is beyond stunning. But if you're like me and you didn't spend those dollars on getting it and now it's not available anymore, but you like this color scheme, then I would tell you this is definitely the palette for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch. Now the whole concept from my memory of the Tati palette was one row was matte and then each row up had a different type. So they did that same thing here where they're saying this is supposed to be shimmer shades, the metallic shades, and then the glitter shades. Now, the whole bottom row are the colors which I share with you all the time that are my go-to colors. So I put all over my lid this first one on the mattes. I'm on the mattes right now. I did the transition shade, which I share with you all the time, that I put above where my real crease is because I have very small eyes. And so I always put it above to cheat. And I always tell you, it's like the illusion of a larger space for me to put shadow. And then I put this to give it more depth right in exactly where my crease is. And then on the outer, I put this beautiful burgundy. And then I deepened it up a little bit with the brown. And then I used this black as the eyeliner, which is a beautiful, beautiful, strong matte black. Then I tried a little bit of the first shade here, and I wasn't seeing much of a difference between the matte and this. So I went up to the metallic, and again, I didn't see that much of a difference. So I tried the setting spray on the, on the brush, which is what I do with other palettes. I still didn't see enough of a difference where there's a difference from the formula. So instead of sitting in my bathroom by myself, swatching everything and then trying to see the differences, I figured I would do it on camera. And then I tried a little bit of the glitter, but I didn't have a glitter glue and I didn't use any primer on my eyes because I really wanted to see how the formula worked. The matte's gorgeous, gorgeous, as good as my high end. And they went on without primer with a lot of payoff and stunning. The only thing is that the whole concept of this is to be able to try the different, types of finishes, like the shimmer, the metallic, and the glitter. When I put the glitter on, remember, no glitter glue, I tried a little bit on the back of the pen, of a flat shader brush, and I tried it even with spritz, and I felt it kind of went a little bit all over, and still after, while I was putting my mascara on, I ended up feeling that I was getting some of the glitter still on my face. So to me, this definitely needs a glitter glue if you're into glitters. It was the first time that I tried a glitter because because I wear glasses, I'm always afraid of the glitter formulation altogether. But I wanted to share that with you. So this is the close-up of the palette. And like I said, we're gonna swatch and we're gonna play. So I'm gonna try to do it a couple of different ways because that's what I would do if I'd be sitting on my bathroom floor. So I'm first going to take and try to do it like monochromatic so we can see the color per the row. So the first color that I did, which was stunning, was this one here. So this is what I use to set my primers and to also make it so that if I want that all over color wash, so that it almost acts like, you know, when you prime a wall, so that my whole lid will be that color and then I can place color on top. Then the next one up is supposed to be the one that has shimmer in it. So I'm going to put it right beside here so you can see. And I'm going to try to go as close up to the camera. So maybe when I look back with you, because you know I don't edit here. So when I'll look back on the camera, maybe I'll see different than what my naked eye saw. But that is the one that's supposed to be the shimmer shade. I also have a wet cloth and a dry cloth right beside me so that we can play and swatch and play. So this one here is supposed to be the metallic. And on camera, on my finger here, it looks like it would be more of a metallic. And on the swatch, it is looking more metallic. So to me, that is what I would expect the shimmer shade to be. But as a metallic, I think it is beautiful. And that is that one there. And then the last one on this row is the one that is a glitter. And these are true glitters. So I'm going to do this glitter one here. And then the other glitters, I think I'm going to do a little bit later on so that we don't have any fallout. But it really went on nicely with my finger. And the color payoff is beyond stunning. But when I tried to put it on with the brush, I felt that the particles kind of went a little bit everywhere. All right, that's the one that is the lightest shade. The next shade up from there is the one that she calls Tawny. So this first row is called Ambiance or Ambiance. So this one here is the matte shade. And like I said, I used all the mattes and I told you how I used them. And the color payoff was beautiful. They blended, they did not blend away. You would not think this was a $14 palette. Even for that whole bottom row, I would have bought a palette on its own for just those colors. And at $14, I would have thought I got a steal. So if a couple of these don't act the way that, to me, you know, I expected them to, I'm a little disappointed because of that. But in reference to being able to use the palettes, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. The next one up here is the metallic. And then the last one on here is that glitter shade. So I'm just going to try to put the little bit of the glitter because like I said, it does have that fallout and it makes me a little bit nervous, so I don't want to be cleaning up glitter for the rest of the day. So that is what that is there. The next one here is called Coral, and this is the color that I gravitate to. So this is the lightest shade that is on the Coral, the matte shade. The next one up is the one that is the Satin Shimmer. And it actually made it, the Satin Shimmer made that Coral go a little bit lighter. So the fact that I'm not seeing a lot in reference to anything really different between the matte and the shimmer, then to me that is just another matte shade that I can use a different color. But definitely the metallic, you can see the difference. And definitely if you're a glitter girl, I think you're gonna love these glitters because the color on them is beyond like foil, just stunning. Now the next one up is the one that she's calling Khaki, or the CColor is calling Khaki. And this one here is the matte. And when I did some reading up on this brand, they say this brand has been around since 2017. It's out of LA, Los Angeles. That's the satin one up. Now we're going to do the metallic. So they've been around a while. I just, you know, my head is so deep into my ULTAs, and you know, I just started playing a little bit with a little bit more Drugstore because of the few brands that I was able to get to try their products, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. And where am I now? That's the metallic, so I already did that one. And now let me just do the shimmer shade. Let me just swatch and then I'll talk after. That is that one there. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And then the next one, that is how they started the palette, was with the wine, but I want to do it in the way that I did my eyes so that you guys will be able to see what I mean. So then that is the wine. And then the next one is the shimmer shade, which I'm really not seeing any shimmer at all, but I'm really hoping maybe the camera will pick it up. But like I'm showing you, there's definitely a difference in the tones from the matte up to the shimmer. And then the metallic, I'm really impressed with. So I think in the future, I would use the metallic shade as how I would use my shimmer shade so that I can get a little bit of that gleam in the middle of my eye, which is what I always like to do. And then we have the glitter, which I'll put right up here. Is that not stunning? And I'll try my best to do it on this same hand. This black blew me away. So we're gonna start with the black shade here. How can I do this? And it's a true black. I mean, unbelievable. And then when I put it on my eyes, I don't know if, yeah, I put it on my eyes, and then I took a little bit of setting spray and one of these pencil brushes that has the angle, and I put the spray on here. So after I did it with just the shadow, which I thought was beautiful, I wanted it to be a little bit like darker. So I spritzed the brush, and then I just went over the exact same line with the same pencil, but spritzed it. And it looks almost like I put liquid liner on. That's how beautiful it is. All right, the next one is the satin shade. And then we have the metallic shade. And then the final shade is the glitter shade. And this is more of a silver, which for me, for New Year's, I think would be really something spectacular. Unbelievable. So that is the entire palette swatched. I love that it is like, you know, they use the word dupe. I never heard that word before YouTube, you know, but to me, a dupe shouldn't be just that it looks similar to the palette. It should really perform closer to, like when you get a lipstick and the colors are like right on, but it's a drugstore version, but the formulas will always be different on everything. So if you're looking for the color, like I was, because that's what drove me crazy that I didn't get this palette. And then, like I said, you know, you hold out as best you can, and sometimes you lose out because, you know, something sells out. But I knew it was going to be within her series because she was calling it volume 1, Tati. So I knew she was going to have volumes. So I figured at one point it would go on sale. And like I share with you all the time, because I have so many palettes in my arsenal, to get another palette that has all these colors that are just, you know, exactly like so many other palettes that I own, just to be able to test a formula when I'm really happy with the formulas that I, you know, play with. And if a formula doesn't work for me, I'll use an expensive primer underneath. So for me, you know, I'm not, you know, a makeup snob where, you know, I only want to wear Natasha Denona, you know, on my eyes. I'm happy now that BoxyCharm has introduced me to the brand so I can feel the difference of what everybody's talking about. But to go out and spend, you know, over $100 on a palette or 50-something dollars on a palette is something that, you know, isn't something that's how I want to spend my extra dollars on. But I am so happy to now know about this brand. I'm a little disappointed, like I said, you know, on the formulation of the ones that they're calling satin shimmers, but I would love to know if you guys have tried their other palettes and if all their satin shimmers behave this way. But this is a nice way to be able to try a brand for $14 if you know you're going to love this colors that are in here. Now for me, this bottom row is exactly what I wore on my eyes. The all over, my transition, my where my crease should be transition here, you know, deepening it up with the gorgeous burgundy and then with the brown and then the liner. So just this line alone, to me, sells the palette to me. I would love to have had a little bit more difference in the shade up, but the fact that these shades are a little bit different, I'm finding that I'll be able to use these like I use mattes and then just not expect it to be anything more than that, and I'll get more color out of this palette. Then the metallic is what I will use in the center of my eye to give me that shimmer look that I like to get. The glitters is what I knew I wasn't going to use, and that is what pretty much steered me away from buying the Tati palette at that price too. So This is something that I'm happy to have. I like having glitters in my arsenal so that if I want to play one day, I'll be able to. And based on how they look, they are beyond stunning. So please take a minute to share with me in the comments down below, because like I said, I'm newer to this brand. I really am not that familiar with, but I had to, at that price, to be able to bring it home and share it with you guys so that you guys would be able to see it up front as well. Unbelievable how quickly this arrived. So in reference to when you place an order to when you get a product, especially during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, to get it within a couple of days shows you that this is a good, legit company. But in reference to everything else, I shared my opinions. I would love you now to take the time to share yours with me in the comments down below. All right, take care, everybody. As always, I enjoy when you take any time out of your day that you choose to spend it with me here. I think it's great. We got some fantastic videos that I already have up that I've just posted the last couple of days. So I hope if you have time, you'll go to my video tab and check them out. And if you enjoy this type of content and you're a beauty enthusiast like I am, make sure to subscribe to the channel and be part of the growth. And I will see you all again soon in my next video. Take care, everybody, and bye for now.